Yeah, it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot to even get away with stuff like that. The DC snipers, you know, they almost did, but we were going after, I grew up around that area when that was happening, the DC snipers. And I remember watching out all the kids in our neighborhood. Every time we saw like a white van, we'd run inside thinking it was the DC snipers. And it turned out these guys were in a car the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
it took them a while to find them. And that was just out of like luck, if you want to call it. Yeah, I guess you could say
No,
luck.
no. It wasn't luck. It was great police work. As
It
I
was
remember
okay,
that case
but the
very
DC
well.
snipers they left a lot of evidence. I think they were not trying to get caught. They were toying with them. But if they would have stopped and never left these notes and all, I don't think they would have been caught. Looking after
But
the wrong stuff.
I'm listening to you, and it's because you said so much good stuff in this conversation, and people should really go back and listen. But you were talking about, hey, if it was me, hypothetically, how I would do it. And you were talking about shooting through a small hole.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
with the DC snipers, they did the same thing.
They did the same thing.
Yep.
They cut a little hole in the back of a trunk of I believe a Chevy Impala. Cracked the trunk just a little bit and let those shots off.
Yep.
People had no idea where it came from.
Nope.
They didn't know what they was looking for.
Nope.
They were ghosts.
Yep.
What got them caught was arrogance, stupidity, and great police work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meaning these guys started calling the FBI, demanding ransoms.
Yep.
They wanted fame and notoriety for what they were doing.
Yeah.
And literally not taking into consideration, okay, maybe you are an expert as a sniper, but when it comes to this law enforcement and technology, you don't realize you're outgunned right now.
Yeah.
So every time you leave a note, we're checking for DNA, fingerprints. Every time you make
handwriting,
a call, handwriting,
everything,
and got themselves caught. And to your point, they would have otherwise, it would be 20-something years later, and they could be your next door neighbor, and nobody would ever know.
If they would have stopped after that first one or whatever, I don't think they would have been caught. They were looking in the wrong. I don't think they would have been caught. And you're right. They could be our neighbor or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, interestingly enough, I was just looking up because I wanted to know what type of weapon was used to assassinate Kirk. And it turns out that it's and I don't know if I'm saying this right. It's a .30-06 bolt action Mauser rifle. We just got through talking about the Mauser earlier in this conversation.
Yeah, 30-06. Yeah, 30-06.
You're familiar with that weapon?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is that any better than the other Mauser that was used in the Dallas?
I don't know. I don't know
shooting?
if that's what he had in the Dallas shooting. I'm just basing it off of the rounds and the clip that the rounds are on. It's a fairly decent hunting rifle. Yeah, fairly
Is it
decent.
considered old?
No, I mean, Carlos Hathcock back in Vietnam was using it. He's a legendary sniper.
Yep.
Yeah, he was using rounds like that too, rifles similar to that. So, and my granddad used to hunt with 30-06 a lot. When I used to go down there as a kid, like one of the first long rifles I shot was his 30-06 and 30-30. But yeah, packs a punch. Definitely packs a punch.
You know, when the investigators, when they found the rounds, when they found the rifle, it was 4 rounds that was left with it. One of which was spent, but they did find the casing, and there was inscriptions on each of them. So the motive is clearly there. You know, on one of them it said, "Hey, fascists." On another one it said something like, "Oh, Bella Ciao," and that's a song, Bella Ciao, which remains widely known as an anti-fascist anthem. And on another one it said, if you read this, you're gay. LALMAO. So dude clearly had a sixth sense of humor.
Yeah. I don't know, like the Dallas shooting, the same thing. He wrote something on his ammo too, and I don't know what that's all about. Like I've done it like maybe once or twice overseas, write something on a bullet, but yeah, nothing like, it was like a smiley face or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, do you remember what you wrote?
I didn't write like anything out. I think it was a smiley face. It was a smiley face. Might have been bored in my room one day. I don't remember what I was. Yeah. But I think it's, yeah, kind of weird.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kind of weird. Everybody's doing it now. It seems like writing something on the card. I guess it's like to leave a message, to write something on the cartridge or whatever. I didn't write mine on the casing, the cartridge. I wrote it on the actual like projectile, the bullet, the part that pops out. I drew like a smiley face on it or something, or maybe like my initial. I don't know what I wrote on there. Why did I just do a smiley face? Something stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, the guy in Dallas, they actually showed a photo of the bullets that was found, and it said anti-ice. So it was clear. And here's a crazy thing about him. He's anti-ice, but the only people that were hit were detainees.
Yep.
Is that not insanity?
Exactly.
Is he just a bad shot?
Bad shot, and I think that, like, I don't think that facility really has that many ICE agents. I think it's more, you know, the immigrants or whatever that are getting housed there. And I think that he just shot into the crowd of I don't know. I don't think he was like really if he was aiming, he's terrible at it. But for him not to hit any of the ICE agents, law enforcement, I think that, terrible aim. And I just think he like kind of like blind fire. I don't know. And I have no idea how many rounds he even shot, you know? How many times what, 4 people got hit, you said?
4 people got hit, 2 passed.
Okay, and I think, well, maybe he did shoot off all the rounds that are, I think it has like 4 bullets that fit on that clip. So I don't know. It might be he just ran out of bullets after that, and that's who he hit, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculously ironic.
Okay, yeah, they're saying it was a bolt action. So yeah. That's, kind of like defeated his own ideology then.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly says anti-ICE. He wrote it. And the only people who were hit were detainees outside of himself.
Yeah. Detainees, yeah. Huh. I know. Yeah, the bolt action for a mass shooting, that's wild. Typically if you're going to do a mass shooting, you're not going to use bolt action. It's going to be a semi-automatic. So, yeah, that's like the Charlie Kirk incident. He used the bolt action because he was just going after one individual.
Well, it turned out that it was his grandfather's firearm. So I think he used that particular gun is because it was the only one he had access to.
That too, yeah, that too.